The best thought I've ever figured out here to hit these shorter shots is to try to make your backswing and your downswing match. In other words, your follow through. So if I took the club to here, you want to try to get through to here. Anything less than that, you're grabbing it and over controlling it. And that's where the problems start. So if you can swing the club back and through. Now I know if I just take the club to here and I let it go, it's going to get there. Just because my hand and arm are attached to it doesn't change anything. But if I stop the flow of the club, we're in trouble. We're going to be in trouble. Now what causes that to stop? You grabbing it. The minute you grab it, you lock your muscles up. It's like putting the brakes on. So you need to feel a swinging motion that is relatively even. Back and down. And if you can feel that, you know what? You're going to hit good shots. But if you push the club at the ball, now the club goes faster than your arm, it gets by your arm stops, club bottoms out in midair or sticks into the ground, you come up and you blade the shot. It's not looking up. So, the key element here is to keep the club leading through the ball. There is no hit at the ball, because the minute you hit at, you're risking topping the ball or blading it, or hitting it fast. When you lead the club, you create an angle. What squares the club up is the normal rotation of your arm. You see how my arm and hand, it starts here, now it's back, my hand is facing you, it squares up, and then I'm here. That's how your arm works. Too much tension, and I can prevent that. You don't want to do that. It's a normal rotation of your arm. But when you get your hands and wrists involved, that's where the problems start. Like I told you, your hands and wrists are your #1 speed producer, but they're your weakest link. Maybe I can show you even better. If I wanted to hit the ball farther, and I just was going to use my hands and wrists, my swing would be very narrow. I can still generate a lot of speed just in my hands and wrists. See how they're here? And then they're like that. So I'm just going to kind of flick it. Now how many like to hit the ball that far? Not impressed with that yet. Alright? If I just use my arms, your #2 speed producer, look at the arc I create. The club is going on a much wider arc. That means it has much more time to build up speed. So, if I just swing my arms, no hands now, none of this, just my arms. Now how many like to hit it that far? George, at least he's honest. The key here to hitting the ball a long way is to use both situations, both levers. Your hand and wrist and your arm. That's what you see good players doing. They swing the club back, they're back, and then they let the club just swing through. Their hands and wrists are free to rotate through, creating all that speed. That's how a golf swing really works. So, overusing one aspect of it, or locking out the other one, isn't going to help you. You're going to be struggling one way or the other. You've got to allow both things to happen. The key word there is allow them to happen. Don't force them to happen. When you swing, a good player swings a club, they don't think, usually, unless it's a specialty kind of a shot, about cocking their wrists. They don't have to. The weight of the club will do that for them. Again, your wrists are hinges. When I swing this club back and I let the weight of the club, when my arm stops, my wrist is going to hinge. The problem with most of you is you swing back so fast, they overreact, and now they just cast the club back out the other way. Usually because of a quick change in grip pressure, because you're trying to stop the flow of that club going back, because it's going back so fast, it would be out of control. So what do? You instinctively grab the club. The minute you grab it, now it bounces back the other way, you're dead. Now the club is ahead of your arm, so it bottoms out too soon, comes up and tops the ball. Another point of looking up. The longer the club gets, the smoother you need to swing. Because there is a huge axiom here about you can only swing a golf club as fast as your arms and hands can bear the speed. I went through this with a student just yesterday. They said, well, I can swing faster when there's no ball. Of course. You're not trying to hit anything here. So all you're concerned about is swinging it faster. But the minute there's a ball there, now we are trying to guide, manipulate, whatever. So right away that creates tension and anxiety. Those are the things that slow a swing down. For instance, if I swing back too fast, I'm going to grab it. Right away I've got tension in my arms and hands. They cannot possibly move as fast as they should. To find that ball in the center of the club face is so critical. Your first priority is always contact. And the reason it has to be is because mass times velocity squared is a distance equation. Actually, velocity squared divided by 2. The key element is obviously velocity. Until you think about it, it's got to hit the ball. Swinging a club 300 miles an hour and whiffing the ball is still going to sit there. You have to be able to make contact. This is why when you see a good player hit a golf ball, they don't swing back really fast, and their swing looks pretty even. It's like, man, they look so easy. How does that ball go so far? Ernie Els, the Big Easy. He looks like Mort feels he can swing faster than Ernie Els, but his ball goes 330 yards. Mort's goes 30 yards. So where's the difference? All right, 35. When I try to swing this club back with a driver, I want you to know which way I'm swinging fastest. Back or through. It's hard to tell, isn't it? Now I'm going to try to swing it really fast. See if you can tell the difference on this one. Back or through, which way's fastest? It's hard to tell still. Definitely created more speed coming down. But if you try to do that, that's where you're going to grab it to make it go faster. You won't trust that golf swing to do that for you. So the minute you grab it, you've locked your muscles up, and now they can't move. You've cut out your number one speed producer, your hands, your number two speed producer, your arms. So what happens? You try to use some other part of your body. That other part is your shoulders, your hips, anything you can muster. And that's why swings look the way they do. Because when you have lost the speed in your hands and wrists and arms, all you've got left is whatever you can come up with. So swings look like this. There's no speed to that. There can't be, because the speed is here. This is why you see some skinny little kid come out here and rip the cover off the ball, and some other guy with bulging biceps can't hit anywhere. They have no speed, and they can't deliver the club on the ball with a solid hit.